in zergling number, in zergling count, and now he's just going to take out a couple of zerglings of Calm. Almost managed to take out one more, but Calm manages to micro with that speed, but I don't think he's going to be able to keep those zerglings alive for much longer. Spore colony now being put down side of Calm's base. I assume that's for Sunken County because he knows that he's taken heavy ground force losses and just doesn't have the economy to keep up a large zergling count while waiting to get his Mulisks into play. Oh, drone almost. Oh, Calm managed to take one drone. Just one drone at this point is huge victory. Meanwhile, Kwanro has speed on his zerglings, so apparently he did manage to get some gas mining going early on from that extractor, just enough to get speed. Now he has speed, finally kills the final zergling that Calm has. Meanwhile, Calm has almost gotten, I think that's a control with zerglings just outside his main. Kwanro's going to need to do some damage. There's even a second colony, so Calm has a pretty good defense just in case Kwanro tries to go for something. Kwanro now putting down his Evo chamber. He's going to need to put down a couple of spore colonies, one in each base. I don't think he needs to really do anything more than this. Just one spore colony in each base will keep him alive for long enough, but now Calm has actually put up a huge, just a full defensive line against Kwanro's zerglings. Kwanro's actually going to try to break this. We're going to see how well he manages to. Zerglings engaging down on all sides, but Calm is going to come out of this victorious. More zerglings now going to Kwanro going to have some reinforcement coming, but Calm, man, what should have been a build order win right off the bat for Kwanro gets, just completely turned around here. Kwanro is going to be able to get some zerglings inside, but I don't think he really managed to do that much damage. It is the first Mutalisk out, but you can spot just for the fact there's only 3 Mutalisks are out now. One is a defensive purpose, one is an offensive one. 2 spore colonies in 2 directions attacking Mutalisk as they come in close, as well as an Overlord trying to kill it before it manages to escape. 2 Overlords on each side. One Overlord definitely going to escape, while the other one just manages to get out of range due to those Mutalisks being an annoyance. But the spore colony of Kwanro's critically is not in range of any gas mining drones. So despite the fact that Kwanro has 2 bases, 1 base on Calm and has 1 base over, now just getting a lair tech up, he's still in a lot of trouble. If he manages, I think at this point, the longer the game goes on, and as long as Kwanro manages to keep his losses to a minimum, get another spore up, get his spire up. He is getting another spore colony up, creep colony coming down right now. Calm's not going to be able to prevent that at all. But even while Kwanro losing zergs left and right inside of his main, transferring a bunch of his drones inside his natural expansion. More Mutalisks now on the way, going to take out a couple of overlords of Kwanro's. Kwanro at this point in a horrible position. Now going to try for yet another run by, try to do something with his zerglings. He needs to do some serious economic advantage. Really what I felt Kwanro should have been able to take out a lot more drones with the initial attack. He had managed to do it. Instead, he went for the second colony and just got his zerglings surrounded. Meanwhile, going to go for another attack. I think he has a couple of more zerglings. Meanwhile, just going to attack the natural expansion. Meanwhile, Calm just trying to find another opening. Moving back with some zerglings and Mutalisks, and Kwanro not going to be able to accomplish anything. Going to get all these zerglings boxed in and loses. And I think at this point, Calm really is in a very good position to take this match. Has Mutalisks ready at any position to try to attack Kwanro's forces, and just overall Kwanro in a horrible position, really try to get back in this game. Zerglings running around. Spore Colony is the only defense, but Kwanro actually not going to be threatened by Zerglings running up right inside of his natural expansion north, and there's no really defenses for him at all. Mutalisks, a couple of... Okay, there's a Spore Colony, and the Zerglings are actually just going to run by right into the main. Actually going to engage the Zerglings, and the Mutalisks there to support. Oh, man, these Zerglings are going to be able to take out the Spore Colony. Actually, in fact, they're going to run straight for the main. There are some more Zerglings there to defend, but with those Mutalisks to support, I don't think Kwanro's really going to be able to get back into this game. He's in a horrible position at this point. He's lost far too much economically. Force-wise, just overall, he's lost far too many forces, and I think he has no real chance of getting back into this game at this point. Zerglings running on all sides now against Spore Colony, trying to engage those Mutalisks. They're flying close, while Carthage is desperately at this point trying to get his Zerglings number up, just trying to run them southward to do some sort of damage. But Calm at this point has gotten his natural expansion going. He doesn't have much in the way of drones because he's been using a lot of his drones just to get those Mutalisks. Rather than getting drones, he's just been forcing to get forces up. Now actually going to take the natural expansion of Kwanro's, get a bunch of drone kills. I think maybe 3 drones got taken out, and Kwanro really lost a lot there. Meanwhile, moving his Zerglings downward. I think Kwanro honestly did a beautiful, but now actually trying to surround the hatchery. Not much in the way of defending forces. There are those Mutalisks coming in. Zerglings just going to try to run around. The hatchery is horribly damaged. It's in the yellow, not quite close enough for Kwanro to get the kill. If it at least managed to take out the natural expansion, it would be a heavy blow to Calm. What I feel Calm hasn't done too well is that he's used a lot of forces. So if there is still somewhat of an opening for Kwanro to get back in this, if he manages to harass the economy of Calm's, while his own economy, meanwhile, has been harassed heavily as well. He's now finally managed second gas, finally getting his Spire up. He's going to be able to get a bunch of... not quite sure... Actually, now that I think about it, not quite sure how many mules he's going to be able to get out there, because his gas mining has been interrupted the entire time. He's not been using much gas. To his credit, hasn't been using any gas since he got speed. but he hasn't been mining much in the way of anything, really. He's lost a lot of drones in both his natural as well as his main. He, I believe, has been forced to rebuild a couple. Now going to put down a creep colony inside his natural expansion. I think that's for a sunken this time around. There is that spore colony going to attack the Muros. They're coming close, but the Muros are a large enough number that it could just go around and picking off drones as they're doing now. Calm's not going to risk him too much. Yeah, there is going to be a sunken colony at that natural expansion. Try to prevent run by his fans. Closing their eyes, being all nervous. Kwanro going to try to run a couple more Zerglings by now. The Muto's just attacking all these drones, not even worrying about the damage they're taking, just kicking on drones that are killing everything. Man, Calm just doing a bunch of damage at all sides. Meanwhile, forcing out, killing the Zerglings that went inside of his own main. Kill another Ovi, and Kwanro at this point in a horrible position. Really bad to see what started off as a huge advantage turn into a huge disadvantage, and the Overmind stares at Kwanro's failure and says, "You disappoint me, Cerebrit." And then Kwanro has nightmares for a month. Now going to try to go for this hatchery again, but just far too few Zerglings to really try to threaten this hatchery. Needs to get some Mutos out there. Meanwhile, Kwanro managed to get 5 Zerglings right inside of Kwanro's main, and nothing there to defend at all. They're just going to surround the Spore Colony. Spore Colony drones are going to try to run off, try to defend, but Spore Colony is going to go down. Drones are not going to be engaged, and there's a Mutos coming for Kwanro. But Calm has a lot more Mutos flying right up north. He has those Zerglings doing a lot of damage to those drones. Kwanro doesn't have much in the way of force at all. He has one Spore there, but it's far away at range. And now that he's lost his second defensive Spore Colony, those Mutos are just going to be able to do a lot of damage to Calm. Calm also taking out the Scourge there, going to be able to take as many drones as he wants, while Kwanro desperately tries to engage with just one Mutalisk and one Spore Colony, keeping Calm at bay, but not at all possible. So Calm with beautiful play, takes complete advantage of Kwanro's aggressive play. Somehow managed to turn what I thought to be early defeat into a beautiful victory here. Just has a huge number of Mutos at this point, just going to be able to engage. Kwanro does have a decent counterattack coming up. It takes out all the drones at Calm's main. So one more drone coming in, try to mine, but Kwanro at least does a good job that way. Does a lot of damage to the economy, also engaging Mutos. Meanwhile, his natural expansion, his own natural expansion, heavy damage, and he finally GG's. Kwanro has to be disappointed with himself. Thought, okay, got a 5 pool going for me. I have drones, I have an offensive Sunkens coming up that actually got up. And he had those 6 Zerglings. They had to do damage. They had to have done a bunch of damage. He didn't get any more Zerglings except for those 6. So in that, I'm not quite sure that those offensive Sunkens were really that great an idea. I mean, sure, in theory, very good idea, but I think 2 might have been overdoing it a little bit, and I think what he really just needed to do, just get those 6 Zerglings in there, do a bunch of damage, try to finish him off. He also delayed his attack a little bit just because of those drones, just to get those minerals out there. Well, his Zerglings could have been inside of Calm's base several seconds earlier, definitely doing a bunch of damage, but yeah. The winner here, Calm. He is the Brain Zerg, as they call him, the new legend, the Zerg artist. So we're going to see if he actually managed to take the early momentum here and bring this up to a full victory and getting himself his first title. In fact, a Royal Road, if I understand correctly. We're going to see what happens here. All right, guys. GG, ranching out. See you next time. Thanks for listening. Hope you enjoyed. Set 2 coming up.